The Forgotten Exit, a Pennsylvania Turnpike ghost story. They say the road takes you places. Sometimes those places are destinations. Other times they're just dots on a map. But every once in a while, the road decides where you need to go, regardless of your plans. It was supposed to be a simple trip, just a few hours across Pennsylvania, a straight shot along the turnpike. I'd done it before. Same gas stations, same scenery, nothing out of the ordinary. But this time, something was different. The GPS flickered. The signs didn't look familiar. I blinked, thinking I had just zoned out for a moment. I checked the time. Hours had passed, more than I remembered driving. Then I saw the exit sign, plain, faded, and just a little too close to miss. Damn it, wrong exit. The off-ramp curved sharply, steeper than it should have. My tires crunched over cracked pavement and I found myself at an old toll booth. The kind with no automation, no easy pass lane. Just a single booth, a glass window, and a figure inside. I rolled down the window, already annoyed. How much? The figure didn't look up at first. He wore a faded uniform, like it hadn't been updated in decades. His eyes, when they finally met mine, were pale and clouded. He didn't blink. "The cost," he said slowly, "is something else." I blinked. "What do you mean?" He reached out, not for money, but with an open palm, as if expecting something else. His gaze never left mine. I felt a sudden pressure behind my eyes. A memory surfaced. My dad's laugh, the day he taught me to ride a bike. It flickered like a dying bulb. Then the toll gate creaked upward. I didn't hand him anything, but I knew something had been taken. The road beyond the booth was narrow, trees closed in tight, the kind that hadn't seen a chainsaw or sun in decades. My headlights barely reached the sides. The air was heavy. Not just humid, heavy, like I was driving underwater. About a mile in, my check engine light blinked on. The car began to slow. I coasted to the shoulder, heart racing. That's when I noticed the suitcase in the passenger seat. I didn't put it there. Old, leather, no tags, just my initials engraved into the metal clasp, MH. It looked like something from a black and white film. I hesitated, then opened it. Inside were photos, dozens, all of me. Some I remembered, others I didn't. A baby in a park, a teenager at prom, a man at a funeral. Each photo felt heavier than the last, as if touching them drained something from me. Then I heard it, the sound of footsteps, not from outside, from behind me in the car. I turned, but no one was there. The road stretched on like a ribbon of forgotten time. The trees whispered things I couldn't understand. I kept driving, unsure of where I was headed, or if I was headed anywhere at all. Every few miles, another object appeared in the car. A toy from my childhood. A love letter I thought I'd thrown away. A broken watch my brother gave me before he left for good. Each item brought a memory. Each memory came with a cost. I began to feel lighter, not physically, but mentally, like parts of me were being peeled away. I started forgetting names, birthdays, my mother's voice, the tune of my favorite song. Something or someone was collecting pieces of me. At the next bend in the road, the forest opened slightly. A figure stood there, tall and still, at the edge of the trees. I hit the brakes. The car groaned. I got out, instinct telling me to flee, but my feet carried me toward him. He wore a long coat, dark as ash. His face was partially obscured, but his voice echoed clearly in my skull. "You can't leave with more than you came in with." I opened my mouth to protest, but nothing came out. What did he mean? I hadn't taken anything, or had I? "You brought weight with you," he continued. "Guilt, regret, memory, that's your currency." I looked down at the suitcase, still in my hand. It was heavier than ever. "If you want the road to end," he said, "you must give something up." I stood on that cracked shoulder, staring into the suitcase. Every item inside pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat. They weren't just objects, they were anchors to who I had been. Could I leave them? Should I? My mind raced. Could I survive without knowing who I was? What made me me? Was freedom worth that? But the road waited, always forward, never back. With trembling fingers, I reached in. I pulled out the picture of me and my first love, the one who left when I chose work over happiness. I stared at it for what felt like hours, then let it fall into the wind. Then the toy, the letter, the watch. One by one, I let them go. The suitcase grew lighter, so did my chest. When it was nearly empty, I looked up. The collector was gone. Only the road remained. The exit. A light appeared in the distance, dim, flickering, like an old street lamp at the end of a block. I pressed the gas pedal. The car moved, smoothly, the engine silent. The radio flickered on. No static this time, just a song I didn't recognize, soft, haunting. Then the road curved sharply again, and I saw a new sign. Exit! Last chance! I took it. The ramp led to a familiar highway. Daylight breaking over the horizon, a billboard in the distance advertising a diner I used to go to as a kid. I was back, but not whole. Some roads don't just take you places. They change you, strip you bare, force you to choose what matters and what must be forgotten. I don't remember everything that happened on that detour. I don't even remember everything about myself. But I do remember the suitcase and the price. Next time you miss an exit, think twice before taking the next one, because some roads don't want you to leave, and some tolls can never be undone. Share this story if you've ever taken a wrong turn and felt like the world shifted. Subscribe for more tales from the forgotten places between here and nowhere.